Hello, I am Jonathan Dong, and welcome to Ethan Rajadashu's Guide to Not Writing a Paragraph. Once upon a time, in a not so far away, hot and stuffy classroom, there was a boy, Ethan Rajadashu, who had English class. Ethan was a normal kid from a good family. He lived in a decent-sized house, except year after year, his English marks kept deteriorating. He hated almost every aspect of the lessons, but he saved his utmost derision for paragraph writing. Ethan was as stubborn as a mule when it came to paragraph writing. His teacher, Mr. Henderson, was truly at his wits' end dealing with Ethan. Rajadashu, you better write that paragraph or you're gonna have another week of detention, he yelled. What gives you the authority to punish me? Ethan asked. I don't, but the principal does. Come, let's take a walk, Mr. Henderson replied. You know, I'd rather not, Ethan said. As he sprinted out of the classroom, he yelled, Bye, Felicia! He ran down the hall, past a few startled teachers who tried to stop him, and out the front door. He proceeded to bolt down the street yelling, No paragraph for Rajadashu! About half an hour later, Ethan arrived home, just about the time he usually would have, and he went upstairs, spending the rest of his day playing video games and chatting with someone he met online named Justin. Justin soothed him, saying that he shouldn't be able to force to write paragraphs. The next day, he had an uneventful 3 periods and lunch, and he walked into his English classroom, and there on his desk was a beautiful Kit Kat bar. He rushed forward to grab it, but before he could, he was stopped by his English teacher. Chocolate is only good for good boys who write paragraphs. Now, how about you go and have this bar of chocolate and finish your work? Mr. Henderson inquired. I'm a bad boy, and I deserve chocolate, Ethan replied as he snatched the Kit Kat bar from his teacher's hand and stuffed it in his mouth. Mr. Henderson was incensed. Ethan Rajadashu, principal's office, now! Ethan quickly finished the Kit Kat and replied, You know, I'd rather not, before running out of the class yelling, Bye, Felicia! He ran into the hall, out of the school, and bolted down the street, yelling, No coercion into writing paragraphs, Rajadashu! He went home, took a nap, and played video games for the rest of the day. That night, Ethan began having nightmares about paragraph writing. First, his computer came to life and said to him, Ethan Rajadashu, I will go on a strike, and you will not be able to write your paragraphs. Secondly, the wondrous chocolate bar that he ate came to him in a dream and told him, Rajadashu, if you do not write your paragraphs, you will never eat another one of me. Lastly, the ghost of his new friend Justin came to him in a dream. Ethan, I have given you bad advice, and you will be held back if you don't write a paragraph. When he woke up in the morning, Ethan swore off chocolate for life, threw away his no longer translucent laptop, and deleted Justin's contact information because he truly didn't want to write paragraphs. After a mostly uneventful day for Ethan, other than a few tests and some kid crying in sense because of unbearable stress, he spoke with his best friend named Gabriel, who told him to chill and not worry. "What's the worst that Henderson can do to you?" he asked. You're right," Ethan exclaimed. Later that day, he yet again was stepping into the English classroom when a strong pair of hands grabbed Ethan and put him in the corner of the room. The strong, heavy-handed person turned out to be Mr. Henderson, who said, "Ethan Rajadashu, you are going to stay here in the corner until you apologize for disrupting everybody, wasting their time, and write your paragraphs." Ethan replied by yelling, "Nobody puts Rajadashu in the corner." He yet again ran out of the room, yelling, "Bye, Felicia," to Mr. Henderson. He returned home to two very concerned parents, who had a long talk with him about his actions and why they were wrong. The next day, Ethan stayed home, writing an apology letter, then rewriting it after his mother disapproved of it, and rewriting it yet again until he got it right. The next day, Ethan walked into his English classroom as a reformed soul. Gone were the days where he would refuse to write paragraphs. Mr. Henderson pulled him aside to have a chat. "Ethan, in the past few days, we have both made grave mistakes, but how about we turn over a new leaf and make a deal about paragraph writing? What would be a good incentive for you to write paragraphs?" Ethan replied, "I do really enjoy the crunchy crunch of a Cadbury's chocolate egg and the taste of an amazingly tasty Mars bar. Basically, I could eat chocolate all day long. Oh, and there's something I need to give you. Here." He reached over and took the apology letter out of his backpack and handed it over to the teacher. After a few moments, the teacher said, "Really good, Ethan. I see that we will be able to agree to the paragraph for chocolate deal." Since that day, Ethan writes beautiful paragraphs and has all the chocolate he wants, to his teacher's regret.